Alright, well, Bolt and I just pulled into Full Draw Taxidermy up here in Buchanan, West Virginia. Tanner's not here, but I've worked it out to where I'm gonna drop off my deer that I killed down in southern West Virginia last year, and he's gonna get to work on it. So we are me and Bolt's having a guys weekend. We're going to do some fly fishing on a stream that I used to fish when I was back in college. So no baseball this weekend, so we're gonna hike quite a bit this evening, and set up camp and do some fishing probably tomorrow. So, but first, this was on the way, so I worked this out with Tanner, and I'm gonna drop off my deer. That's awesome. He's got some good looking birds. He's actually going to be mounting a couple for Josh and Kirk. Two of the birds, the ones they killed in Ohio when they doubled up, the ones with the really long spurs. Oh, check out this bobcat. And we are set. Well, we've been hiking for about just a little over an hour now at a pretty steady pace. We're just kind of following along this trail that parallels the creek here, so I'm hoping within the next 20 minutes we're at the area that I'm trying to get to before dark, so we can get camp set up. So bugs are getting bad. Bolt's doing good though. He's pulling me right along. He hadn't slowed down a bit, so hopefully we get there before 7, where I want to be. Come on. Next good spot we find to camp, that's where we'll end up. Since we'll be coming back out this way tomorrow evening, no sense in carrying this stuff any further than we really have to, so we'll go look for a good spot. Okay, well, got the tent set up. It's a brand new tent. It's the MSR Hubba Bubba, or Hubba something. And it's a 2-person tent. It should be okay for me and Bolt. It might be a little bit tight, but he might be sleeping outside anyway. So I don't know if the video is going to show it, because I was doing a time lapse, but as I was setting the tent up, I turned my back on Bolt for like a second and he's gone. So I started hollering for him, and I look up and a deer is just running full speed right at me from that direction. And it ran right through camp here and kept going, and sure enough, Bolt's about 20 yards behind it, 30 yards behind it. So I caught him and I had to tie him up while I finished that so he didn't run off chasing deer. Because, I mean, I don't know, he might run off and not find his way back. So anyway, I got the tent set up and now I'm going to go try and find some firewood. So I found the bigger stuff that's dry. That was pretty easy actually. Now trying to find smaller stuff to get the fire started. And really what I'm looking for is a pine tree that has some lower dead limbs on it, because that would typically be dry, those bottom limbs, if they're dead and underneath everything else. But I don't see a pine anywhere, so I'm gonna try. Found these shagbark trees, and this bark is pretty dry, so I'm just grabbing a bunch of it, and I'm hoping, see, it's dry. I'm hoping that I can get that started, get the fire started with this. Okay, I got the fire going pretty good now. Good enough to where I feel like I can leave it for a few minutes and go get some water. I'm dying of thirst. So Bolt probably needs a drink too. So walk down here to the creek. Got my filter, my water purification tool here, and go down here and collect some water. Carry it back up to the camp. Alright, well, I've got camp all set up. Got the fire going, got the tent set up, got water. Probably gonna make dinner here real soon. So the key to the fire was getting some small stuff that was dry, and then a little bit bigger stuff, and then I just kept adding and adding and adding, and putting a lot of oxygen on it too. So fortunate that I found some dry stuff to get that going. It's always nice to have a fire. Bolt keeps running off. Hey, Bolt! I don't know, there he comes. You exploring, buddy? Huh? Find anything? No? Find anything? My gosh, he is sopping wet. Oh, you are not coming in the tent tonight. You're sleeping outside, dude. You are wet and nasty. Oh my gosh. See, I like camping. Well, good morning. Bolt and I slept pretty bad. He slept in the tent with me last night. So it was interesting. Took him a while to get settled, but he finally figured out that he was going to be sleeping in a confined space, and but it was fine. So we're up early, and we're gonna make some coffee and have some donuts, and then we're gonna go fishing. Alright, well, good start to the morning. Caught a rainbow yesterday, and first spot I tried here this morning, I caught this nice brook trout. So it's actually a pretty good one. Caught him on the same fly. It's a little pheasant tail, beadhead pheasant tail. So anyway, we'll let him go here and try and get another one.
This is what you call a really little brook trout. He's pretty though. Alright, I don't know how well you can see this, but that is what I've been using. Just a pheasant tail. It's got a little bit of white tied in up there on its back. Beadhead, gold beadhead. So came up here to this next set of falls. I'm going to work my way up through here and see if I can get another one. Another pretty brook trout. It's about 10 o'clock. We've caught several fish today already, and we've made it a pretty good ways up through here, just working our way upstream. So I don't want to get too far from camp because we still have a long hike out of here. But Bolt's enjoying trying to get to the holes before I do so he can spook the fish. So I've had to tie him up a few times whenever I get up to some really good looking spots, just so he just so he doesn't ruin it for us. But he's having a good time. Well, Bolt and I have packed up camp. He's done some more exploring while I was packing up camp, and we're gonna start the hike out of here. So it's been awesome. This is our first time doing this, so he did great. He was a little hesitant to get in the tent last night because I guess it was just a confined space, but once he figured out that everything was all right, he climbed right in there went to sleep with me. So he's had a good time. He's running around chasing deer, swimming a little bit, and it's been a great adventure to get back to a spot that, you know, I love. And it's been, like I said earlier, at least 14 years since I've been in here. It's really cool to get back. So we're gonna make our way back out of here. I'm not sure exactly how far it is. It's at least about 3 miles, I think. So we'll start the hike out and make it back to the truck.